right, it's time for another Soul Finder podcast. The Soul Finder is Kathy D. Carter. KathyDCarter.com is a great website. Just to let you know, I'm a little bit of a skeptic on Kathy's chosen, not profession,
What on?
when it comes to the universe.
The beliefs, the beliefs I hold.
But you've won me over. And that says a lot because I'm stubborn. And I probably didn't need to tell you that. You probably knew that the first time you met me. It's fascinating to me. I'm nowhere near the skeptic I used to be because you've proven that there's a lot of common sense here too.
Yes.
One of your stated goals is to heal people, to help heal people, to help heal people, and to help people heal themselves.
Yes.
And the healing we're talking about is emotional healing. And one of the things that you point out in your website is the healing is a process.
Yes.
And it's a process that I gather everyone needs to go through.
If they want to.
Okay? Let's start with that.
People, we have free will. That's what our free will is on planet Earth. You get to choose. You have choices. Literally, I know a lot of people won't believe this. Some will. I did not realize I had a choice in situations until I was in my 50s. And it like floored me when I finally was able to integrate the belief that, and really understand it, that no matter what, no matter when, there's always a choice. Because I always had been trained, whatever, I had always felt I had no choice. There was only one answer, one action. I couldn't see that there were any other options for me. So that was a huge part of healing. Because until you know you have choices, you don't have any control over your life. You are a victim.
Whenever I ask you questions, I sometimes have to stop and try and make sure I'm phrasing it properly. Physically, we know, and science knows, the way the body's built.
Right.
Physically, you age.
Right.
And there becomes you get to a point where you're not going to be as physically fit as you were in your teens and your 20s, and your body wears down. No matter how hard you try to fight it, it's going to wear down. That's the way we're designed. Emotionally, are we designed the same way?
No, and we're not designed that way physically either.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not. I'll tell you why.
Please.
I love this. So, the human transport, which is what I call the human body, it's a vehicle for our energetic, eternal soul to experience the physical earth life. Okay? This physical transport system, the human body, comes to life, becomes active. You could say it's plugged in whenever that first breath is taken from the baby. When the baby is born into the atmosphere and takes that first breath, that is the uniting of the energetic, eternal soul into this transport system. So it's their vehicle for life on Earth.
Starting the engine.
Yes. So this vehicle, unfortunately, we have abused and we don't understand. This vehicle is capable of maintaining an energetic, healthy life of a 20, 30-year-old for 500, for 1,000 years. The problem is, this is the cool part.
We don't live forever, Kathy.
We could. This transport system could.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is our culture, our collective, meaning everyone's thoughts, control what this transport system do. So everyone has the thought that you do. Aging's a natural thing. It's going to happen. So therefore we've created aging. We've created the aging process because of our thoughts. Because when you come into this planet, that's all you're taught. Right?
Yes.
What if you were taught you can live to however long you want to live, you can sit down in the chair and transition out whenever you're ready?
That would be a great world.
Yes. The other part of that is you would be taught how to appreciate and how to support this human transport system and take care of it, instead of being taught how to abuse it, because that's all we're taught in this society.
Okay, but you don't believe you're going to live forever.
No.
Why not? What's keeping you?
Because I was sucked into the collective knowing that there is an end because everyone believes there's an end.
Okay.
The reason that is happening, we could grow back a limb. Our human transport system is capable of growing back cut off limbs. The only reason it's not doing that is because the collective doesn't believe it. And I see the skeptic.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where you lose people.
Yes, I know. It's okay.
But don't leave. Anyone listening right now that thinks
she's crazy,
I'll be the skeptic for you, okay?
There you go.
The process of healing.
Yes. I can tell you that one too.
Go.
So the process of healing in the human transport system it's priceless. We do not understand it. We do not understand what a miracle we're given when we're born into this human transport system. The healing process is built into that transport system. We know how to heal ourselves inside of ourselves. The problem is our collective has taught us everything opposite that. We have been taught.
See, now I buy into that, and that's
good.
That's why I haven't stopped the episode or turned the microphone off.
Good.
Because I do buy into that. I think that we're a product of what we've
been taught.
We're a product of who we hang out with. But even more
right.
of what you're talking about,
the collective,
is the collective.
And what it believes.
Yeah. And there's no doubt that we've been taught to be skeptical. I think we have to overcome negativity because we've been taught that the world's, hey.
See what's wrong.
I'm a follower of Christ. And I do believe this, and I've been taught it, that there's better places in the world. Okay? And don't get me wrong, I love my life, I love the world, but I know I'm headed to a better place. And so I'm in on all that.
Okay, so follow this.
But I don't think I'm going to grow a limb back if I cut it off.
Well, no, because we can't do that yet, because we don't have enough.
I'm frustrating you, I can tell.
It's like, no, I'm frustrated with humankind because it's like they don't get how quickly we could change this. If people could just believe it, but see, that's hard to get people to believe or change their beliefs. That's our problem. That's where people are stuck in black and white thinking. That's a low frequency place. Because as you go up in frequency, there starts becoming a gray area in between the black and white till you can reach a point where there is no black and white. It's all gray. It all depends upon the circumstances and what's going on. But here's the key to the human body being able to heal itself. What I know today is that stored emotion in the energy field, and that's where it gets stored, when we have unhealed emotion, I call it stored emotion, and it goes to the energy field, and in the energy field, it interrupts the energy flow. Everything is energy first. You got to remember that. On this planet, everything has a vibrational frequency. It's all energy. We can touch it, but it still has a vibrational frequency. In having that interference in the energy flow, the human body, in its intelligence, the miracle that it is, it starts to give you a physical symptom. It's saying that physical symptom is supposed to be an alert system, a big red flag saying, hey, we got a problem out here in the energy field. Pay attention. We need you helping. We got a problem. But what are we taught? We're taught to ignore. Oh, that's just a little thing. Take this pill. It'll take care of that.
I was going to say, we're taught to medicate that.
that's a symptom, but we're taught to shut the symptom down
Yeah.
instead of pay attention to what it is. And here's the key to that. As you ignore the symptoms, the body will continue to try to get your attention and give you more symptoms, more intense symptoms, and it can actually lay you out to where you can't do anything. But in the process, here's what's happening. Because we know, or scientists say, that every molecule in the human body is renewed and replicated. 7 to 10 years, everything's at a different time deal. And I'll never forget the day when I sat with that information, because I'd heard it enough times to know they thought it was truth. And I thought, well, if that's truth, why do we age? Why is my body aging if that's truth? Well, they gave me the answer, and the answer is because the stored emotion in the energy field is sending in signals to those cells. That's the symptom you're getting. When that cause of that symptom's still there, the cells replicate in a damaged manner. And if you don't take care of what's sending in that damaged or symptom to the body, those cells are going to keep replicating in a damaged manner. If you heal your stored emotion and you release it out of your energy field, that signal going into those cells is no longer there, and those cells can say, oh, finally, they took care of it. We can go back to perfect health. The body knows how to go back to perfect health. It's we're not taught how to take care and support the body that we're given to do this miracle life on earth.
Okay, that leads me to ask you a question in this episode that we'll do a full episode on later on.
Okay.
Can you believe in the healing process you're talking about and science and biology at the same time? Or do they contradict?
No, I would say you can do them both. It would depend on your... what do you see that could contradict? Give me an example of what you're thinking that would contradict.
Well, okay, in my very low level, I'm not making fun of myself, of understanding. Science tells me, no, I can't grow my arm back if it gets cut off.
Right, okay.
In your higher level, the only thing keeping that from happening, and please correct me, but I think I understand what you're saying, is that we've been taught by my science, that it can't happen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that contradicts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I've heard you say other things where I'm thinking, yeah, you are kind of bringing science into it, and it doesn't contradict.
Mm-hmm. So the reason that people are saying we can't grow limbs back is because they haven't seen it happen. Mm-hmm. It has happened. There are a few rare cases where it has happened, but of course it didn't make the news any more than the aliens that were found made the news, because they don't let that go out in the news. Because if it went out in the news, then we'd be able to live forever and have a happy, loving world.
You just paused and you gave me a look like you're waiting for me to disagree with you, and I'm not, because it's interesting. Once again, on a much lower level, I was in the media, sports media, and I'm fully aware that the media reports and chooses what it reports.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's an evil thing necessarily.
Right. No.
Sometimes it is.
Right.
But I think there's plenty out there that doesn't get reported for all sorts of reasons.
Well, yeah. Who's going to go report that somebody just cut their finger off and it grew back? Yeah. Who's going to report that? Because society and the collective would, what they would do.
You lose your credibility if...
Yeah.
You may gain some clicks on your website.
Our motivation is money. And money keeps us from telling the truth.
Yeah, but I would think the first person that could grow a limb back, there'd be some money there. There'd be some appearance fees.
Could be, yeah.
Some before and after pictures on Instagram. A big social media influencer. Bottom line is, Kathy takes people from, tell me if I'm wrong, from where they are right now.
Right.
To where they're supposed to be.
Well.
Or help?
Correction.
Where?
I will help them go as far as they want to go. The person has to do the work.
Yes.
The person has to have the desire. The person has to want to heal. I can't heal someone that doesn't want to heal.
True.
And I have turned people away because I know that they're there under the mask of, oh, I get to tell all my friends I'm seeing a spiritual person and I'm healing. And it's all for show.
What do you call yourself? Spiritual healer?
I don't know. I have so many. That's a hard one. I've even called myself a intuitive high performance coach. I've called myself a spiritual intuitive coach. Who cares what the title is if you get what you want?
Okay, you just, I'm writing it down. You just change the next episode. Okay, KathyDCarter.com, The Soul Finder. I'm telling you right now, and we'll really get into this next episode. I truly believe, I talk about being a skeptic, but I do truly believe that people can get a lot of guidance and a lot of direction.
At least a lot of food for thought.
Yeah, that's the minimum you're going to get from talking to Kathy. And I do encourage you to go to the website, and maybe there's a better word than skeptic, but understand. It's one of the things I try and do for myself is, even if I'm really opinionated about something,
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear all sides,
Mm-hmm.
because you can learn.
Yes, absolutely.
You can learn more from people, and there's no doubt about this for me. I learn a lot more from people that I disagree with, or that
Oh, yes, that's
I'm
why I love you.
skeptical of.
That's why I love talking with you.
You have to have an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're not going to be completely won over, you're going to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, talking to Kathy, you're going to learn something about yourself that you can use. At the very minimum, you're going to learn something about yourself that you will be able to use and better yourself. There's no doubt in my mind about that. KathyDCarter.com, The Soul Finder.